Start.
Okay, good afternoon, children. Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Trice webinar classes. My name is N.Ganga Kishore, PGD English, TSRS and JC Boys, Pochampad, District Nizambar. Today we are going to deal with the topic from grammar, inter English, correction of errors in sentences. Today we are discussing about the part 1. Here it was taken from the English first year textbook, module 5th and unit number 20. In your IP examination, this question is given at section C in question number 12. In question number 12, out of 6 sentences, we have to correct them only 4. 4 into 1, 4 marks. Okay. Now, I would like to introduce to correction of errors in sentences. First of all, I would like to introduce the what is sentence. A sentence is a set of words that is complete in itself, typically containing a subject and predicate, conveying a statement, question, exclamation, or command, and consisting of a main class and sometimes one or more subordinate classes. Here, a sentence is the meaningful sentence will give us a meaningful, complete sense. Here, it is having the set of words. There may be phrases and sentences. The sentence containing a subject and predicate. The normal sentence is consist of subject and predicate, and the sentence may be convey statement and question and exclamation or command and consisting of main class and subordinate class. Okay. Next, why do we need to correct the sentence? In our topic, correction of sentences, why do we need to sentence correction? Because in a sentence structure, the sentence consists of words, phrases, and sentences are the basis of any language. Not only English, you take any language, these are very important words and phrases and sentences. Words may be a noun, pronoun, and adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection, verb. These are all comes into the all come into the words. And phrases may be noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, and sentences may be simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence. These are all arranging together to give the complete meaningful language. In these sentences, in these phrases, if you find any error in their use, may shake the foundation of language. If you find any error in these sentences, it will be damage the language, and you should not convey the proper meaning to the readers and listeners. Okay, and it should make the expression meaningless. If you find any error in the sentence, it should convey the meaningless sentences, meaningless ideas to the listeners and readers, and also ambiguous in context. It should be unclear. Should be unclear. So we have to prepare the sentence in a proper manner. What is that? In a sentence construction, what are the rules to be followed? In a sentence is a collection of words that convey sense or meaning and is formed according to logic of grammar. A sentence is a collection of words. The words may be parts of speech, and their arrangement, their proper arrangement should convey the meaningful and sense and meaning. And also, these sentences always formed according to the logic of grammar. Otherwise, it is meaningless. While we are constructing the sentence, we should remember that the sentence should be short and clear, and should not be lengthy, because the short sentences and the clear sentences convey the correct meaning to the listeners, because they convey the proper idea to the readers. A sentence construction, a sentence in the sentence construction will have all the following four characteristics. While we are constructing the sentence, preparing the sentence, we have to remember the four characteristics. First one is in no grammatical mistakes. In construction, we should not follow, we should not make any mistakes in grammar. What are the grammatical mistakes, grammatical errors? In preparing the sentence, we should remember that the pronoun disagreement, mistakes in apostrophe usage, and lack of subject verb agreement, and misplaced modifies. The modifies which are adverb and adjective should be used well in a proper manner, and sentence fragments. Where do we cut them and where do we start them? The sentences formation should be in a proper manner, and missing of comma in compound sentences. Sometimes we forgotten to put the comma in between the two main classes in compound sentences. That should be also meaningless. In a second one, in sentence construction, uh, correct sentence structure. We should follow the correct sentence structure. In a sentence structure, it is a simple sentence structure is followed by this formula, that is subject, verb, and object. In a simple sentence, the structure should be followed with this formula: subject, verb, and object. For example, for example, I will give an example for one sentence for your understand. The man builds his family a house. The man builds his family a house. Here, the man is the subject. Builds his family a house is the predicate. In this predicate, builds is the verb and his family is the indirect object. A house is the direct object. So from these are the different kinds of words, describe different kinds of words arranged together in a proper manner. It is called the proper sentence structure. Like that, and the third one is no diction errors. You should not have any diction errors. What are the diction errors? Sometimes while we are constructing the sentence, we may get confused in using the diction errors. We in using the dictions. What are the dictions? In selection of words which are similar in pronunciation and different in spelling. For example, if you take any example of the any word, the effect, EFEFFECT effect, AFFECT effect. These are pronouncing same, but their usage and their meaning is different. The pronunciation is same and spelling is different. Like that, the choice of the words and phrases should be incorrect while we are preparing the and constructing the sentences. Here, like adapt, adopt, later, latter, few, less. These are all gives the same meaning, but sorry, they are all pronunciation is same, but their spelling is different. And fourth one is no changes to the intended meaning. Even though you arrange different kinds of sentences in a different kind of manner, but intended meaning should not be changed. That intended meaning should not be changed. The move on to the next slide. That is sentence construction. In a sentence construction, every sentence having their own meaning itself. A sentence is a self-contained unit of meaning. While you are writing, is a constructed writing is constructed by putting sentences in sequence one after another, and if a single sentence is read aloud, it should be understandable. While we are writing a constructed and meaningful sentence, that sentence should be give the a complete idea one by one, sentence by sentence, word by word. It should be followed in a proper manner. If a single sentence we should read aloud, it should be understandable. It should be very meaningful and easily understandable. And a sentence construction, meaning should flow from one sentence to the next, carrying the argument or point of view forward in a clear and concise manner. If you do not use correct grammar and punctuation, or your sentences are too long and complex, what you are trying to say will become unclear, and the reader will be unable to follow the text because the flow of meaning is interrupted. In preparation of sentence, if you are not follow the grammatical rules and proper punctuations and spelling mistakes, it should convey the meaningless, it should convey the wrong meaning, wrong sense to the listeners and readers. And also the interest also interrupted in reading. So we have to follow the strict rules, we have to follow the grammatical rules, and the sentence should be grammatically and syntactically correct. While we are preparing the sentence and construct a sentence, we should remember that all these things should be followed. The sentence identification. Sentences are basic building blocks of communication. If you want to communicate, the sentence should be meaningful. The sentences are the basic building blocks of communication. If the if sentence is formed well, the communication should be well. So we should follow the structurally and grammatically and syntactically correct rules in preparation of sentences. And a sentence is a series of words that communicate a complete thought. Sentences have a defined structure with a subject and predicate. If you see, if you want to communicate with anyone, we should have the correct sentence formation. That sentence formation should give the complete thought to the others. So sentences have the structure of this subject and predicate. What is subject? Subject is the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about is subject. What is subject? In the subject place, we may use noun or pronoun. This noun or pronoun is the used at subject place, whether it is singular or plural. It the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about. We are speaking about is the subject. The part which tells us something about the subject is predicate. Predicate is always give some information about the subject. That is called predicate. In predicate place, in predicate part, the verb and preposition and article and the noun is used together. Okay, it's a subject and predicate. Subject is the subject place, we may use only noun or pronoun, and predicate place the verb and other different kinds of words or parts of speeches are used in this part. Next, they may fall into four different types. The sentences are maybe may fall into four different types. First one is declarative, and it is also called assertive sentences. These kind of sentences make statements. Here it is assertive sentences structure. It is a simple and normal sentences. Assertive sentences having this structure: subject, verb, and object. For example, Rama killu Ravana. Rama is the subject, killed is the verb, Ravana is the object. Raju kicks the ball. Like that, one more example for this structure of the sentences. These kinds of sentences starts with subject and ends with full stop. The next one is imperative sentences. The imperative sentences always starts with verb. These are used for expressing the commands and requests and orders and suggestions and advices we can use while we want to advise anyone, while we want to request anyone, we may use these sentences. So here imperative sentences having this structure, they don't have subject, they directly start with the verb plus object. For example, close the door, do it fast, make a move, post the letter, open the window. These are all used for the imperative sentences. There is no subject. If you but even though there is no subject, we have to imagine there is a you is there. In the subject place there is you is there. The next one is interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are used for asking questions. Interrogative sentences are used for asking questions. These sentences are again divided into two types. There, first one is informative interrogative sentences. These are also called double-edged type of questions. Whenever you want to ask any questions, these type of sentences are used. Here, the double-edged type of questions having this structure: double-edged word plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object. If you take an example as per this structure, WH word is when do you finish this work? When do you finish this work? When is the WH word, do is the helping verb, you is the subject, and finish is the main verb. This work is the object. When do you finish this work? At the subject where the WH word plays, we may use what are the WH words: where, when, which, why, who, whom, whose, how. These are the WH words used to place and placed before the starting place of the sentences. And these kind of sentences starts with WH words and ends with question mark compulsory. Then the second type in the interrogative sentences, confirmative sentences. These are also called yes or no type questions. Here is the structure of the confirmative sentences. First, these sentences starts with sentence starts with helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object. Helping verb may be do, does, did, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had. These can, may, might, modal verbs also used as the helping verbs while we want to ask the questions. The what informative sentences ask the information. Informative sentences ask the information. When do you finish this work? Whenever you pose the question like when do you finish this work, he has to give the some information for this question. Whenever you ask the in the type of yes or no type questions, he may not give information. Just he give his answer as yes or no. Do you play violin? Yes or no. So that these kinds of sentences are called yes or no type questions. The fourth one is exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences are used for expressing the expressing strong feelings like anger, sad, sorrow, and joy, happiest moments. These are all said to be in the exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences structure is first exclamatory word plus subject plus verb plus object. For example, hurrah, we won the match. Hurrah is the exclamatory word, we subject one past tense verb, and the match is the object. At last, the finally, sentences may be simple, complex, and compound. Finally, the sentences may be simple, complex, and compound sentences. The simple sentences having in their structure, they have one phrase and one compulsory one main class. And complex sentences having one main class plus one or more subordinate classes. Main class is also called principal class and independent class. Here in this complex sentences, one or more subordinate classes are there. Subordinate clause also called dependent clause. It always depends on the main clauses. These two, main clause and subordinate clause, is connected with subordinate conjunctions like if, unless, though, although, like that. Like these connectors, these linkers, when, as soon as early as, these are all used as the subordinate conjunctions to make the complex sentences. And compound sentences having one main clause, yes, one or more main clauses. Here there are two main clauses connected with conjunctions. They are also called linkers. They are also called coordinate conjunctions. They are also called coordinate conjunctions, like and, so, therefore, and so therefore, but, yet, or else. These are the coordinate conjunctions connect the one main class and one subordinate class to make the compound sentences. In compound complex sentences, there are two or more main classes, at least one subordinate class. In this structure of the sentence compound complex sentences, there may be two or more main classes, at least one subordinate class. So every student, we have to identify the sentences or parts of sentence that are correct in terms of grammar and usage, including spelling, punctuations, and logical consistency. They should have the, whenever we are going to write the sentence and a part of sentence, we have to remember that whether we are using grammatically correct and spelling is correct or not, punctuations are used well or not, the logical consistency is followed or not, that should be remembered by us. You should have basic knowledge of word usage and matching of subject and verbs, and correct use of tenses, and the ability to frame grammatically correct answers. First, we find errors in a sentence under the following eight parts of speech. In these under eight parts of speech, we may find errors in a sentence. First one is noun, pronoun, adjective, article, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. In a noun errors, there may be subject and verb agreement is there. What is subject and verb agreement? If the subject is used in singular, the verb is also used in singular only. Singular verb is used only. If the subject is plural, we have to use plural verb. So the verb must be agree with its subject in number and plural. The both are same. Both are followed the same subject and verb. The pronoun agreement is also same. The pronoun is used instead of noun. So if the pronoun is in plural, we have to use the plural verb. The pronoun is singular, we have to use the singular singular verb also used in a sentences. So we should remember that while we are correcting the errors, we should remember these things. There may be corrections in adjectives, articles, and verbs and adverbs and prepositions and conjunctions. First one is noun. Here the following nouns are not used in plural. Whatever we are see whatever you are seeing on the screen, they are not used in plural. Information, furniture, scenery, poetry, advice, knowledge, politics, alphabet, imagery, luggage, baggage, wood, iron, glass, diesel, petrol, wheat, sugar, rice, water, milk, food, tea, coffee, weather, climate, atmosphere. These are the different kinds of nouns are given here. In these nouns, there may be collective nouns, abstract nouns, and material nouns. So before them, before these nouns, indefinite article a and on should not be used with the with these nouns. So we should not use the a and an article, because we can't count them. The abstract nouns, then collective nouns, the abstract nouns and material nouns, and sometimes the collective nouns we can't count them. If you want to say them, if you want to use the indefinite article before them, we have to take the quantity of the particular material. For example, if you we can't say a water, we can't say and water, but we can say a bottle of water because the water of the quantity has taken in the bottle. So we can say a bottle of water, a cup of coffee, a bag of rice, a bowl of rice, but not a rice and rice. Here are some examples, so some correction of sentences as given uh, about nouns. Your informations are wrong. What is the correct one? Information only, we have to use them in singular only. So the singular noun is always followed by only singular verb only. So your information is wrong. He has bought expensive furniture. Furniture also never use in plural. We have to use it in singular only. He has bought expensive furnitures. He has bought expensive furniture. Children should learn the alphabets with joy. Here the in red color underlined part has given a mistake, so we have to correct it. Children should learn the alphabet with joy. Alphabet is also itself give the plural meaning because alphabet is a set of letters. Set of letters is called alphabet. So there is need not to write s after alphabet. The sceneries of Darjeeling are very beautiful. The sceneries of Darjeeling are very beautiful. Here we have to correct it two places: sceneries and are. The scenery of Darjeeling. In Darjeeling, the scenery is treated as a singular, so we have to use the singular verb, that is. Why is? Because here it is in the present tense, so we have to use the present tense verb only. Some nouns are always used in plural only. Some nouns which are given here are always used in plural only. Surroundings, premises, police, savings, pants, scissors, gentry, peasantry, poultry, cattle, sheep, team, people, arms, goods, shorts, thanks. Here are the sentences to be corrected. Keep your surrounding clean. No, we have to. These are the nouns should be used only plural. Keep your surrounding clean. Keep your surroundings clean. We have to add s to the surrounding. Then the police has caught the smuggler. Here the police is used as collective noun, and here not only a single a policeman. Here the police means it is a complete whole department is used here. So in this department there may be number of persons are there. So we have to use the police have caught the smugglers because the how form is used. For singulars we have to use has, for plural we have to use have. This good is imported. Here good means well, because here it is used as an adjective, but we need at the subject place we need only noun or pronoun. What is the noun for good? These goods are imported. Goods means it's a product and it's a commodities. We may say commodities in goods. The good is well. Well means it is a adverb. Good is an adjective. We should not use it the place of subject. So goods is used as plural. How can you say? Because whenever you are using singular, you can say this. But here goods is in plural, so we have to use these. These these goods are imported. He bought a new pant. He bought a new pant. You never say only single pant. You have to say pants. He bought the new pant because you did not use ar and before these nouns because we are using them plural. So we should remove the a. So we have to as the before the subject. before the object, that is new pants. We must express thank to those who help us. Here also thank is never used never used in singular. There is no one thank, two thanks. We have to use thanks. We must express thanks to those who help us. Here are some nouns are plural in form but used as singular nouns. They are news, economics, physics, linguistics, mathematics, phonetics, civics, statistics, ethics, politics, athletics, measles, mumps, crickets, billiards, darts, draughts, innings, series, etc. All of them, all are looking like plural form, but they are all used as singular one. Because how can you say whenever the word is ends with s, we can say it is in the plural, but here these nouns not in plural, they are used as singular only. Because here you see the some examples which are given here. Economics are an interesting subject. Economics is a subject name, so it is used as singular. For singular nouns should use singular verb, that is. Economics is an interesting subject. Athletics are an interesting sport. Athletics is also, it is the name of the sport. So for the name, for the singular name, we have to use is only. Athletics is an interesting sport. The news of earthquake have spread like wildfire. The news of earthquake have spread like wildfire. Here we have to concentrate on the news. Here two nouns are there. The news of earthquake. But here we have to concentrate on the main subject, that is main noun, the news. As per the main subject, main noun, we have to use helping verb. That is, the news of earthquake has spread like wildfire. Here, have form used, we have to use has for singulars, third person singulars, he, she, it, names, agrees, only has. Measles are an infectious disease. Measles also, it is the name of the disease. It is also treated as a singular, so we have to use singular helping verb, singular verb, that is. Statistics show the great improvement. Statistics, it is a name of the subject, so here it is singular, but plural verb is used. What is the singular verb? The singular verb is always at the place of third person, that is he, she, it, names or agrees, these verb. So what is the verb es form? Verb es form, what is that? Show, shows. So here we have to use third person singular verb, that is shows. Statistics shows the great improvement. Uncountable nouns are not used in plural. Uncountable, which we can't count them. Uncountable nouns are things that we cannot count. We cannot say one rice and two rices. They are called uncountable nouns. So uncountable nouns should not be used in plural. We have to treat them as singular only. There is sand in my shoes. Here are the examples. There is sand in my shoes. Water is precious to everyone, but we can't say a sand, a water. Here also, in the, before the sand, before the water, we should not use any indefinite articles. We cannot normally use a and with uncountable nouns, because if you count them, you can use a. A means one. If you are not count, how can you say it is one, it is two? So we don't say a sand or a music. When measurement is given, we can say what kind of measurement. For example, if you take the rice in a bowl, what do you say? A bowl of rice. If you take water in a bottle or any tank, you can say tank of water, draw a bottle of water, and a drop of water, and a piece of music, but we can't say a music. a piece of music, a grain of wheat. Because these rice, water, music, wheat are uncountable nouns. Some nouns and their correct uses. Here, compound nouns which are having principal word should be added s to make a plural form. What are the compound nouns? Here I have given you in a table like what are the wrong one and what are the right ones. Cousin brother or sister. We can't say cousin brother or cousin sister. You say only cousin, whether it is brother or sister. Brother-in-laws, brothers-in-law. Here brother and law is the two nouns are there here. So the two, whenever the two nouns are found in one noun, they are called compound nouns. In compound nouns, the plural form of s should be added to the principal word. What is the principal word in brother-in-law? Brother is the principal word, so we have to add s to the brother. So what will be here? What will become? It is a brothers-in-law, sister-in-law, and passers-bys, passers-by, governors general, man servants, men servants. For man, we can't. We should not add s to the man, but not mans. So we can say in plural form only men. So here the plural is added and the servants is as it is. Women servants, women servants. Poultry is poultry. Here are the some sentences. These words used in some sentences. First one is both my brother-in-laws are working in the USA. Both my brothers-in-law are working in the USA. There is a scarcity of man servants nowadays. Here the in brother-in-laws is added to the brother, is added to the brother. Why? The principal word is brother, so we have to add s to the brothers in law. There is a scarcity of man servants. We have to use the plural form of uh, word for man, that is men. There is a scarcity of men servants nowadays. Many passers by observed the accident. Many, what is the mistake here? Many passers by observed the accident. My cousin brother is a doctor. You don't say brother after cousin. So what is right statement? That is my cousin is a doctor. There is need not to use brother or sister. Here are some irregular plurals are there. Just to we make a look on that irregular plurals. In singular and plural, there may different in form. So child is in plural, children. Mouse in plural, mice. Man, men. Woman, women. Foot, feet. Tooth, teeth. Sheep, sheep. Both are same in singular and plural. Sheep. Cattle, cattle. Here also, cattle is same in singular and plural. Here their usage in sentences. Mouses, you never say mouses have spoiled the crop. You never say mouses. What is the plural form of mouse? Mice. Mice have spoiled the crop. There are 5 women in the team. There is no plural form like women's. Only we have to use women. Women. There are 5 women in the team. We should wash our foods before coming into the.
Sir, time up, sir. Conclude the session.
Sir?
Time up, sir.
Okay, okay. We should wash our foods before coming into the house. There is no word in plural like foods. Only just we have to use only feet. What is the singular one? Foot. Plural one, feet. He has many sheeps. He has many sheep. Some cattle are grazing in the
Sir,
field.
conclude anyway.
No plural word for cattle. Only cattle. Some cattle are grazing in the field.
అవును అది నేను
With
అక్కడ
nouns such as barracks, cops, crossroads, innings,
ఫైవ్
headquarters, series, species, offspring. cattle, aircraft, swine, deer, sheep, etc. are used in the same form both in singular and plural. These above nouns are used both in singular and plural as it is. There is no change in the formation. The first one is pronoun. The pronoun is also followed and agrees the agreement, subject verb agreement. That is one of each of, either of, neither of, none of, etc. are always followed by a
Sir,
plural noun or pronoun. Here, when they are taken as the subject of sentence, they are followed a singular verb. One of, each of, either of, neither of, none of. After that, we have to use plural noun or pronoun. In this sense, in this case, we have to use the only singular verb only. Here you see the example, one of my classmates are a doctor. My classmates is the